City and Tennessee High School's Viking Hall for the fifth place game of the 38th annual Arby's Classic. This game features the Dr. Phillips High School Panthers from Orlando, Florida versus the Jonesboro High School Golden Hurricane from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Now for our starting lineups, beginning with the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane under the direction of head coach Wes Swift. At guard, a 5'11 senior, number 1, Marion Wilson. At guard, a 5'11 junior, number 3, Dion Buford Weston. At forward, a 6'7 junior, number 12, Isaac Harrell. At guard, a 6'1 senior, number 21, Jesse Washington. At guard, a 6'3 senior, number 24, Kayvon Pointer. And your starting lineups for the Dr. Phillips Panthers under the direction of head coach Ben Witherspoon. At guard, a 6'4 senior, number 1, Denzel Aberdeen. At guard, a 6'5 senior, number 2, Riley Kugel. At guard, a 6'4 sophomore, number 4, Jordan Tillery. At guard, a 6' senior, number 11, Jackson Slater. And at center, a 6'10 senior, number 21, Ernest Uday Jr. The official scorer for today's game is Denise Lane, the clock operator Jason Stommel, and your game officials Marty James, Gary Roberts, and Paul Pendleton.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 38th annual Arby's Classic here at Viking Hall in Bristol. We've got the fifth place game coming up here. It'll pit the Dr. Phillips Panthers from Orlando, Florida, and the Jonesboro Golden Hurricane from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Couple of really excellent teams here. Of course, Dr. Phillips, one of the pre-tournament favorites, who was upset the other night by Greenville. But getting a chance here to play for fifth place. Should be an excellent ball game. A little bit of a size mismatch here on the opening tip. And Amarian Wilson at 5'11 is like, I don't think I'll even bother jumping on that 6'10 guy. Only about a 11-inch height difference there. We got a little alley-oop right here, and Jordan Tillery with the layup. Good set play to open the game right there. I guess you can do that when you know you're going to win the tip. And we're underway with the Golden Hurricane. Of course, we'll talk to you a little bit here in a few minutes about how these two teams got here. As they play for fifth place here in the 38th Arby's Classic. Panthers moving around. They get it into the Kansas commit, Ernest Uday Jr. His shot's no good. And here comes Jonesboro. Nice little scoop shot, no good. Of course, the Golden Hurricane had a good bit of a size disadvantage in this game, but overall, the Panthers a little bit bigger. But of course, the Panthers had a big size advantage the other night as well. And Greenville did a great job adjusting defensively and taking away a lot of the stuff they wanted to do inside. Takes it back out here into the corner. Tillery. He'll take a little running one-hander, is no good. And Jonesboro tracks down the rebound with Isaac Harrell. Of course, Harrell, a pretty good marksman. That pass will be stripped and a foul. Foul is on the Panthers, number 11, Jackson Slater, point guard. Will be his first.
Number 11, Jackson Slater, his first team foul.
So here are the Panthers. Of course, the Panthers, defending state champions back in Arkansas. Three-pointer on the way from Harrell is no good. Of course, facing the Dr. Phillips Panthers with their 3 Power 5 signees here. Here's Kugel, the Arby slam dunk champion. He'll look to attack. Lays it in, no good. Ernest Uday Jr. on the putback, and he'll get it to go. So a quick 4-0 lead for the Panthers. Here's Jonesboro. And it's Harrell from deep, no good. And we're going to have a foul. Foul will go on Jonesboro. Excuse me. Foul was on Jackson Slater of the Panthers, so he picks up his second. Of course, Coach Ben Witherspoon doesn't look real thrilled with that call. So his point guard will have to sit down, and Mason Sheffield will make his initial appearance in the game. Number 0. A collapsing defense. Three-pointer on the way. His shot is no good. Golden Hurricane track it down. Kick it back out. Here's the 3 on the way, and it is good from Amarian Wilson. Wilson, who's been a pretty consistent force throughout the tournament here for the Golden Hurricane. Lob inside from Kugel and Uday. A little miscommunication, it looks like, by those two guys. Low scoring affair thus far as we've just passed the halfway mark of this first quarter. Dr. Phillips leads 4-3. Jonesboro, a little pull-up shot right there, and that shot is good by Jesse Washington, the 6'1" senior. Here's Kugel. Kugel kicks it out here. Sheffield on the wing. And they look for Kugel inside. And Kugel will go up and be fouled. So it looks like Dion Buford Wesson going to pick that one up.
Number 3, Dion Buford Wesson is first team foul.
And Riley Kugel will step to the line. And his first one is good. Of course, Kugel, again, a 6'5" senior. Signed with Mississippi State. And his second one is no good. And we're going to have a foul. Actually, we're going to have a lane violation, it looks like. So a lane violation. One of the Jonesboro players got in early. It actually ends up being kind of a good thing for him because Ernest Uday Jr. had gotten the rebound right there and was certainly going to have a chance to score, and Kugel makes them pay. So the Panthers have retaken a 1-point lead. Again, both these teams kind of feeling each other out here early. Nice hard dribbles to his left, and we're going to have a foul. It looks like it's going to be on the Panthers. It'll be on Ernest Uday Jr. He picks up his first. And Dr. Phillips is going to go to their bench. We're going to get Uday out for just a minute. Casito will come in. And a little lob play is blocked. Nice play by Tillery. And then a timeout. Probably to avoid the travel there, Washington takes a timeout. So pretty outstanding athletic play right there by Tillery. And he just really came out of nowhere, blocked that little lob attempt on the inbounds play, and it came back down basically, and he came back down with it and had nowhere to go, so he took the timeout. So we'll talk for just a second about how each of these teams got here. Dr. Phillips got here by opening the tournament with a 75-45 beat down of Volunteer. That was actually pretty close early, and then they were able to get hot in the second half and pull away. However, that was a portent of bad things to come for the Panthers, as then they jumped out to a huge lead early on Greenville, but the Green Devils just kept chipping away. Great performance there by the Green Devils, and they were able to pull out a 76-72, what is no doubt the upset of the tournament. We're going to have another foul here on the Panthers. It looks like it's going to be on Mason Sheffield. His first one, that basket went in, so Jonesboro here will get an and one, but of course it won't be the guy who made the basket. It'll be the guy who was fouled on the rebound. So it'll be Jesse Washington going to the free throw line here to complete a three-point trip for his team, but not a three-point play for them. Actually, they're going to call it, they're going to say it's because it was after the shot, it's baseline out of bounds. So a real opportunity here for Jonesboro to get two scores on this trip. Ernest Uday back into the game for the Panthers. And three-pointer is good, so Dion Buford-Weston knocks down the three, and that ends up being a 5-point trip. So a big trip right there for the really for both teams, but for Jonesboro as they get 5 points out of that trip, and that's a nice little roll to the basket by Ernest Uday Jr., and the easy left-handed layup is good. So 10-8. Jonesboro on top as we approach the 2-minute mark here of the first quarter. Three-pointer on the way from Harrell is no good. Riley Kugel with the rebound, and he will push. He kicks it out into the corner. Casito. Three-pointer is no good. Jonesboro secures the rebound with Dion Buford-Weston. He'll get it to Washington. Amarian Wilson will reset the offense here. Little stutter step. Pass in the corner. Shot is no good. And they get a rebound. Get a little tangled up, but we're going to get a travel called. Not really enough contact there to call a foul, I don't think. So probably a really good call right there. And Kylan Kelly and Philip Tillman, who put on some good stuff in the dunk contest yesterday, into the lineup for the Golden Hurricane. Folks, I'm going to tell you, if you weren't here for the dunk contest yesterday, you missed out on a really good time. These guys put on a great show. And, of course, it's available if you visit our YouTube page on the Viking Sports Network or visit arbysclassic.net. You can watch the video. It was fantastic. Shot in the lane by Mason Sheffield is good, and we've got a tie ball game here as we get under a minute to go. Jonesboro showing a little offensive patience here. Three-pointer on the way in the corner is off the mark. Chance to run for the Panthers. Gets it to Kugel. Kugel from downtown, no good. Comes off a little hard. Uday couldn't handle it. It'll go the other way. Jonesboro as we get down to 20 seconds. And we're going to get a travel. I think Buford Weston doesn't agree with that call. I think he thought he just ball faked, but he might have faked out the official. But regardless, James Blair will make his first trip into the ball game here. So with 18.4 seconds to go, looks like the Panthers might hold for a final shot. Denzel Aberdeen, who's been really quiet here in the first quarter, to Kugel. Kugel, it's going to be on the floor. So Riley Kugel with a good attack right there, but he was fouled first. Probably a pretty good foul there, honestly, by Kylan Kelly, because Kugel had gotten downtown and definitely was going to have a good chance to finish right there. So now Sheffield will trigger it in as they surround Ernest Uday Jr., as you would expect. Kugel, three-pointer on the way. Can't get it to go. Had a really good look at it. Good little step-back three right there. So that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. At the end of the quarter, each team with 10 points. So we're through one quarter here in the fifth place game. We'll be right back here in just a second. You are watching the 38th Annual Arby's Classic on the Viking Sports Network.
For over 30 years, they specialize in churches, commercial construction, and build-outs for restaurants and retail businesses. Call True Line Construction for your construction needs. Find us on the web at www.trueline.com.
Welcome back to Viking Hall, ladies and gentlemen. Coach Charlie Tiller here with you on the Viking Sports Network with our producer Colin Moore. This is the fifth place game of the 2021 Arby's Classic, and the Panthers of Dr. Phillips are currently knotted at 10-10 with the Golden Hurricane of Jonesboro. One little thing, last thing to clean up. We're talking about how Dr. Phillips got here. Of course, again, beat Volunteer, lost to Greenville, and then yesterday got behind early and had to claw their way back in the game, but were able to come back for a 64-58 victory over Dorman. Pretty exciting overtime game yesterday. Honestly, one of the more entertaining games of the tournament thus far. In a tournament that's been full of really entertaining games. So, you know, a really fun game yesterday that the Panthers, and you always kind of wonder how a team's going to respond, especially a team like them that's one of the pre-tournament favorites. After they lose in an upset, you kind of wonder, okay, are they going to come ready to play? And early it didn't look like it. Early it looked like they were ready to go to the house, but they made a nice comeback, and then we had a really great performance, and great job selling it right there by Washington. Or excuse me, by Tillman. And Riley Kugel will pick up his first foul on a charge right there. So here comes Tillman. Again, Tillman, who at 5'11" was one of the smaller contestants yesterday in the slam dunk contest, but man, he put on a show, as did all of the contestants, including the guy who won it, who's out here in 2 and white. That shot from Aberdeen, one of his first attempts of the day, and it's no good. Of course, Aberdeen, who comes into this game averaging 20.7 points a game in the tournament. But he's been really quiet so far, hasn't really looked to assert himself very much. Three-pointer on the way is off the mark, but an offensive rebound, and Jonesboro will get another chance. Nice little pull-up right there by Amarian Wilson. And the fellas from Arkansas take a 2-point lead. And we've got a timeout. Dr. Phillips will take a 30-second timeout. So we talked to you a little bit about how Dr. Phillips got here. Let's talk about how Jonesboro arrived at this point. The Golden Hurricane, in one of the more entertaining first-round matchups, was able to defeat Knox Catholic, who, of course, won the sixth-place game earlier today, 61-53. Then they took one on the chin against Amarillo. The Sandys pulled out a 56-43 victory. Then yesterday, Jonesboro just kind of ran away from Tampa Catholic, beating them 66-50 yesterday afternoon. So that's how the Golden Hurricane arrived here in the fifth-place game. And it looks like we're going to have our trainer Kelly Flannery out here to take care of a little issue, maybe a little blood on the floor. Kelly's out here helping the officials. Of course, Kelly, who heads up the, training staff here at the Arby's Classic, does a great job, spends as much time here as just about anybody. And let's see what we've got. It looks like he's come over here to get a towel. So we'll see. We've got just a minute here. A little cleanup on aisle free throw. And it looks like Kelly's taking care of it. So we'll be back to action. These two teams that have been, pretty prolific offensively in this tournament, both off to a little bit of a slow start today. Here's Aberdeen attacking over to Slater. Slater will get it in here to Ernest Uday Jr. Uday, little jump hook, a little out of control. But it looks like he's going to get to the free throw line. Kevon Pointer picks up his first. And Uday will head to the foul line. The 6'10 senior, again, signed with Bill Self at Kansas. Uday will step up here. And his first one is good. Uday comes into today averaging 12 points a game in the Arby's Classic, 10 rebounds, so averaging that double-double. And his second one is a little long. Of course, he's shooting just 57% at the foul line in the tournament. 4 out of 7. It's a surprisingly low number, I would think. But again, he got off to a good start in the Greenville game, had some big buckets early, and then just Greenville was able to take him out of the game. Despite not having a lot of size, they were able to kind of team effort, surround him, make him give it up, and that just got Dr. Phillips out of what they wanted to do. So, 1-point game here, Jonesboro. The Golden Hurricanes have been really patient in their offense so far today. Nice little probe along the baseline right there. Now back to him in the corner. Three-pointer on the way is short. Slater with the rebound. Here comes Tillery in the front court. Back to Slater. Slater over to Aberdeen. Aberdeen will attack. Baseline, a little pull-up. Shot no good. Riley Kugel's going to pick up another foul. Kugel's had a frustrating couple of days. Was in a lot of foul trouble yesterday, or day before yesterday, I should say. And now we're going to have Montgomery go to the sideline. It looks like he's going to go down and see Kelly. He must have been the source of the blood, and he'll get down and see Kelly down there in the training area. And again, the Golden Hurricane being really patient on offense today. A pass stolen away by Kugel, and he'll get grabbed. Jesse Washington picks up the foul. His first. Just the fourth team foul on the Golden Hurricane. Again, we got another game here that hasn't had a ton of fouls. Uday down low to Kugel. Kugel makes it. Good little high-low action right there. That may be something that the Panthers want to go back to right here, because again, pretty good height advantage right here. The Golden Hurricane have a couple of guys, Harrell at 6'7", Jeremiah Johnson, who doesn't get to play very much at 6'6". Other than that, not a lot of real height. Some of their guys run 6'3", 6'4", but they don't have anybody at the 6'10" height of Uday. Not a lot at the 6'5" height of Riley Kugel. So you'd think that might be something that the Panthers want to take advantage of. Three-pointer on the way from Washington is off the mark. Uday will go up and grab the rebound. Here they come. Kugel will screen and roll action with Uday, and he'll lay it in. He wanted a foul, isn't going to get one. So here we go, as Dr. Phillips is retaking the lead here, 13-12. Or 15-12, I should say, in what's been a pretty low-scoring affair, as we're really nearing halftime. And of course, shot no good. Both of these teams playing their fourth ball game in either 4 or 5 days, so that makes it a little bit tough. Kugel from distance, no good. And we're going to have a foul on the Panthers, I believe. Correction, that foul is on the Golden Hurricane, on Isaac Harrell, so that's his first. So it'll stay down at this end, right in front of our broadcast location. Nice play right there. Kugel can't get the flush. Nice steal by Slater on the rebound. His pass, though, is deflected and stolen away by Jonesboro. So little action right there that results in pretty much nothing. Nice pass. Harrell can't finish, but he'll go to the line. It looks like Uday's going to pick up his second right there. Really nice pass right there to the cutting Harrell. And he was able to really, I think, kind of catch Uday a little bit by surprise. And Uday reached out and grabbed him. And so Uday will take a seat with 2 fouls here with just 1:57 to go in the first half. And Jonathan Casito will take his place. Second one from Harrell is good. So here we go. 15-14, Dr. Phillips on top. Again, we hadn't heard a whole lot from Denzel Aberdeen today. Came into today averaging 20 points a game in the tournament. And He's only taken a couple of shots, I believe. And we're going to have another foul call. Riley Kugel going to pick up his third foul, and so Kugel will take a seat, it looks like. As Sheffield will take his place. Jesse Washington back on the floor, replacing Harrell. And Devarius Montgomery will shoot a 1-and-1 right here. So the front end is good. Ties the game at 15. Low scoring affair, just 5 points for each team in this quarter, after 10 from each in the first quarter. And his second one is good. So Montgomery makes the second free throw, and now a little three-quarter court 1-2-2 pressure. They'll come and trap. Sheffield has his pass deflected. Aberdeen is going to get fouled. Sixth team foul on the Golden Hurricane. Looks like it's going to go on Montgomery. First foul on Montgomery, so we'll be shooting 1-and-1 for the remaining minute and 18 seconds of this half on both ends. Again, here's Aberdeen. Not been much of a factor so far. The senior, the Florida signee. Now he's going to attack, lose the ball, and here comes Jonesboro with it on a steal. And Amarian Wilson will lay it in. And we're going to get a timeout from Dr. Phillips. And it looks like Coach Witherspoon has called the timeout, taking this 60-second time out here. First have been a little frustration at the officials, and now it looks like he's having some words of encouragement or frustration with his team. So we'll have some halftime entertainment coming up here for you in about 54 seconds. And again, the second, what we would call trophy game today. This is the fifth place game. We'll have the third place game coming up here shortly after the three-point contest. So following this game, we've got the Fun Factory three-point contest. Then we'll have the third place game between Greenville, the Green Devils, taking on Amarillo. And then, of course, the nightcap, the championship game, Beckmar and Long Island Lutheran. So, three-point game. 54 seconds to go. Aberdeen over here to Slater. Slater gets it up here to Sheffield, who will leave his feet. Finds his man Casito. Sheffield, pull up, got it. Nice little left-handed jump shot right there. And the Golden Hurricane in no hurry with a 1-point lead as we're under 30 seconds to go. I'll tell you what, it looks like we've got some cute little halftime entertainment coming up here. We'll get to that here in about 6 seconds of game action as they're going to go now. He falls down, three-pointer on the way, no good. So Phil Tillman got a pretty good look at it after Wilson had fallen down. But that'll send us to the half. At the half, Jonesboro with an 18-17 lead over Dr. Phillips here in the fifth place game of the Arby's Classic. Again, stick around. Got a little halftime entertainment here for you. They're headed down. I can see them right here behind my broadcast location. Bunch of little kids dressed as older folks.
City for your halftime entertainment. They are under the direction of Blakely Law, Abigail Dye, and Kentley Nelson. The dance company welcomes dancers ages 2 to 18 years old and are currently enrolling students now. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give your attention to these special little ladies as they perform Respect. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand of respect for the dance company of Johnson City. Ladies and gentlemen, your halftime statistics. Your points leader for Jonesboro with 5, number 1, Marion Wilson. Number 21, Jesse Washington with 4 points. Dion Buford Wesson with 3. And 2 apiece for number 5, Demarius Montgomery, 11, Philip Tillman, and number 12, Isaac Harrell. Your rebounding leader for Jonesboro with 4, number 21, Jesse Washington, and with 3, number 1, Marion Wilson, and number 12, Isaac Harrell. And for Dr. Phillips with 6 points, number 2, Riley Google. Number 21, Ernest Uday Jr., 5 points. For 0, Mason Sheffield with 4. For 4, Jordan Tillery with 2. Your rebounding leader, Dr. Phillips, number 21, Ernest Uday Jr. with 5. McAllister's Deli is a proud sponsor of the Arby's Classic. McAllister's Deli offers real, handcrafted food and delicious sweet tea, always made to order. McAllister's has 3.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2021 Arby's Classic here at Viking Hall in Bristol. Coach Charlie Tiller here with our producer Colin Moore, and we're going to get a little first half statistical rundown for you as we have the 5th place game. It's been a little bit of a defensive struggle, a little struggle from shooting on both ends here, as we have an 18-17 lead for Jonesboro. Of course, both of these teams playing their 4th game in either 4 or 5 days. Can lead to a little tired legs, but it's been a little bit of a struggle here early for Jonesboro. They are 6 of 24 from the field. That's 25%. And 4 of 8 from 2, 2 of 16 from 3. So struggling from three-point land right there. Dr. Phillips with 7 of 19 shooting. They have yet to connect from downtown, 0 for 6. Jonesboro has out-rebounded the taller Panthers 18-11 here in the first half, including getting 8 offensive rebounds to only 2 for the Panthers. Turnovers, Jonesboro with 5, Dr. Phillips with 4, so turnovers haven't really been a big factor, and so neither of these teams turning the ball over, so neither of them, both of these teams that really like to run, haven't really had a chance to get out and run. So we'll see how that goes and if that changes here in the second half. So we look at some individual stats. The leading, for Dr. Phillips, the leading scorer is Riley Kugel with 6 points. They've gotten 5 from Ernest Uday Jr., a big number right here. No points yet from Denzel Aberdeen. Again, Aberdeen comes into this game averaging 20 in the tournament. So a big factor that Aberdeen hasn't been able to crack that scoring column yet. Of course, he's only taken 2 shots. So, hard to score if you don't shoot. Uday, who's averaging a double-double in the tournament, also has 5 rebounds to go with his 5 points. So he's halfway to getting a double-double, basically. For Jonesboro, leading scorer is Amarian Wilson with 5 points. 4 points for Jesse Washington and a few deuces and the 1-3 from Dion Buford Wesson. Rebounding-wise, they're being led by Washington with 4. And so, a lot to work on for both teams. I'm sure neither coach was really happy with his team's offensive execution here in the first half. On the other hand, they may be happy with their defense because haven't allowed a whole lot on that end. So, this game has been played at a surprisingly pretty slow pace, but a lot of that is, a real lack of turnovers leading to any kind of transition opportunities. So, we'll see if that stays the same or if it changes here in the second half. So again, this is our second trophy game of the day. This for 5th place. The winner of this game will take home that 5th place trophy. Then we will have the 3-point contest following this one at about 4 o'clock, although, we're kind of on pace to be there right now, it being 3:15 currently. So after the 3-point contest, we'll have the 3rd place game, and then, of course, tonight's championship game at about 6:30. So plenty of great action still to come here at the Arby's Classic. We hope you guys, if you can, will get out here and join us. Of course, we know it's New Year's Eve, and everybody looking to have a good time partying safely on New Year's Eve, we hope. But we'd love to see you out here at Viking Hall. Check out some great ball before the New Year's festivities begin. So we started the 3rd quarter. Dr. Phillips with possession. Slater gets it to Uday. Uday over here to Kugel. Now a little down screen action for Slater, and they'll reset. Again, Kugel will get it. Uday again over here to Slater. We're going to get a little cross screen action. Get Kugel isolated down low. He'll ball fake one way, spin back to his right, and score it. So Riley Kugel with his first basket of the day. Or the second half, I should say, not his first one of the day. Aberdeen still looking for his first one of the day, surprisingly. And it's 19-18. Panthers have retaken the lead. Little trap action, gets it out of it. Three-pointer on the way from Washington, and he knocks it down. So Jesse Washington from downtown. Hopefully we'll see some offense pick up right here as Jonesboro looks to get some things going and leads 21-19. Run that same little action, looking to get him isolated. Now it's up here to Aberdeen. Aberdeen calling for the ball screen to Uday. Aberdeen, a little hesitation. He'll take it to the bucket. Can't get the scoop shot to go, but he'll go to the line. So we'll get a foul on the Golden Hurricanes, Dion Buford-Wesson. We'd be remiss if we didn't tell you that we hope you enjoyed the halftime entertainment from the dance company of Johnson City. Bunch of little kids dancing to some Aretha Franklin. Pretty good time. And Aberdeen gets in the scoring column for the first time. Maybe this trip to the line will get him going. As we've talked about a little bit earlier in the tournament, sometimes that's what it takes. You get to the free throw line, see that ball go in, and it can help you get going with other stuff. So Aberdeen with his first 2 points, I should say. Still doesn't have a basket. But first 2 points there from the foul line, and Jonesboro will look to get some stuff going here. Again, tied at 21 here, 5:55 to go. Third quarter of play. Nice fake and a pass in there to Amarian Wilson, and he's got the bucket. He's played really well here in the tournament. Slater off the bounce. He'll kick it right here to Aberdeen. Aberdeen, cross court to Kugel. Kugel, ball fake, and then we're going to get a blocking foul, and I think that was definitely the right call. I was afraid we were going to get another charge, but I think that was definitely a block. So I will agree with our official. It looks like Philip Tillman going to pick up the foul. Or excuse me, Washington, 21, not 11. Jesse Washington will pick up his second. Nice cut right there. And Tillery with the bucket. Off of a nice lick from Slater. And we're tied at 23. Points at a premium in this one. Good look. Nice pass right there. And Isaac Harrell will cash it in. And we've got a whistle. It's like something here on the floor. Some kind of debris made its way to the floor. And the referees have taken care of that. And again, we'll see Jonesboro back on defense as the Panthers will look to attack. We're going to get a hold right here, I think, on Isaac Harrell.
On 12, Isaac Harrell,
his second personal foul. So sideline out of bounds for the Panthers. They'll get it in here to Slater. Slater to Tillery. Cross screen for Uday. Bow back out to Slater. He'll attack. Tried to pitch it back to Tillery. Tillery couldn't handle it. I think he thought it was going. They had just a little bit of a miscommunication right there. And so the backcourt violation will give it back to Jonesboro. The Golden Hurricane with a 2-point lead here. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Been a bit of a slog offensively in this one. And Amarian Wilson will finish through contact on Slater, and
fouls on 11 for Dr. Phillips.
Slater will pick up his third. First team foul here in the second half on the Panthers. But it's a costly one as Wilson will make them pay with a three-point play. And it's a 5-point lead for Jonesboro. Here's Aberdeen. Hands it off to Kugel. Kugel off of the Uday screen, and he'll take a shot. Falls down. We've got a foul underneath, I think. Not a foul on the shot. It's going to still go on Jonesboro. On Kevon Pointer. He'll pick up his second on the rebound. I think he had gotten beat right there by Uday. Uday was probably going to get a dunk, honestly. And Pointer just pulled him down to keep that dunk from happening. Now Aberdeen back in the corner to Slater. Slater to Kugel. I think Kugel was expecting somebody to dive, and they didn't. Good box out right there by Pointer on the missed shot by Kugel. Really good boxed out by Pointer on Uday, keeping him off the boards. Now a little penetration and a pull-up by Wilson. Shot no good. Aberdeen tracks down the rebound, and he'll run. He'll get it to Uday, and Uday will lose it out of bounds. It'll stay as Pointer again. Pointer, who is 6'3", down there banging with the much bigger Uday and doing a pretty good job. Now Montgomery will get a turn as he checks in for Pointer. He'll get a turn to bang with the big guy. Gets it in here to Tillery. And now Kugel. Kugel will put it on the ground. Nice little ball fake. Ball reversed here to Uday. He doesn't want that shot. Aberdeen down low to Uday. Loses his balance. I don't think he was ready for that one at all. Aberdeen will swish a three. They really need him to get going. That's 5 points for him here in the third quarter of their 9. I mean, he really needs to get going for them to have a chance to stay in this ball game, have a chance to really be victorious here. I mean, Jonesboro's done an okay job taking him out of it, but he has not looked to be aggressive today as he has been throughout most of the tournament. Jonesboro, deep three right there for Washington's off the mark. Uday will chase it down, then have it knocked away, and it'll go off of the Panthers here. Just neither of these teams can really get untracked today. Jonesboro. Buford Weston surveying the defense. His pass will be a little off the mark. Nice save right there by Philip Tillman. Tillman puts it on the ground, and we're going to get an offensive foul. A little push-off right there with his off arm. Good job by Slater, who, has 3 fouls. Definitely doesn't want to pick up another one. But he did a really nice job right there. Actually, they're going to call – looks like they called it on Pointer, so it actually wasn't on the off arm. It was on the screen. Now a little alley-oop, and Uday will throw it down. He got up high for that one, of course. 6'10", and so he's up high anyway. But, man, he was full extension right there and just threw that thing down. So, 28 all. Uday, nice job right here on the much smaller Buford Weston on the switch. Now he switches on to Washington, but, of course, Washington not with the ball at the moment. Kugel guarding the ball with Tillman. Now it is back to Washington. He'll attack, and this is going to be an interesting call right here. Looks like it's going to be on Uday. Thought the guard kind of lowered his shoulder right there a little bit. But it is going to be Ernest Uday Jr. who picks up his 3rd personal foul. So that will send 21 in black, Jesse Washington, to the line. 28 all. Minute 16 to go. Looks like we're going to get a towel here. As Uday, when he hit the ground, no doubt left a little perspiration there under the basket. And Marty James, one of our officials, will take care of that down there as we get ready for a 2-shot foul from Jesse Washington. So Washington free throw is off the mark. So a couple of substitutions right here. Kylan Kelly back in for the Golden Hurricane. Uday and Slater going to take a seat for Dr. Phillips as Jonathan Casito and Mason Sheffield check in. So we'll get a second free throw upcoming right here. In a tie ball game. 76 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and he missed them both. So we'll stay tied at 28. Denzel Aberdeen will now face a little 1-2-2 3-quarter court trap. And they get it across here to Sheffield, back to Aberdeen. Aberdeen will now look to get downhill and attack. He'll get to the bucket and finish. Good no call right there, in my opinion, as Wilson tried to take a charge under the bucket. We've talked about that quite a bit on this stream throughout the tournament. We don't like those charges under the basket. Nice pass ahead by Kugel to Sheffield. Sheffield will go in and lay it in. So the rare turnover and run out in this game, and Dr. Phillips has gone up 4. Qualifies as a burst in the way this one has gone here so far. Now, long rebound. The Panthers will look to push again. Jonesboro is back, though. Here's Aberdeen. And Aberdeen will pick up a foul. Foul on number 11, Philip Tillman, right there on a reach, as he tried to reach around after Aberdeen got by him. Kevon Pointer will come back in the game, replacing Tillman. And it'll be sideline out of bounds for the Panthers. Leading by 4, 15 and a half seconds to go here in the third quarter of the fifth place game of the 2021 Arby's Classic. Aberdeen baked in, came back around the screen shot, no good. Kugel can handle the rebound. He got it, it came off a little harder than I think he was expecting. Great read, actually. And now Kugel, I think, wasn't real happy with something, and he'll retrieve the basketball. So 2.3 seconds to go, third quarter. They'll get it in here, and then Wilson from half court. Shot will be short. And that'll do it for the third quarter. So we're through 3 quarters here in the third place game of the 2021 Arby's Classic. And your score, the Dr. Phillips Panthers 32, Jonesboro 28. You're watching the Arby's Classic on the Viking Sports Network.
At Truist, our purpose is to inspire and build better lives and communities. And every day, the pursuit of better drives us to empower clients with more choices, teammates with more fulfillment, and communities with more hope. We boldly believe in the power of what we can achieve together. Truist Bank, proud sponsor of the Arby's Classic.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Viking Hall and the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. Coach Charlie Tiller here with our producer Colin Moore. Fifth place game into the fourth quarter. We're 8 minutes of game time away from crowning that 5th place team. It's Dr. Phillips from Orlando, Florida, leading Jonesboro from Jonesboro, Arkansas, 32-28. As we begin the 4th quarter, looks like that first group, except for Sheffield in there for Tillery right now for Dr. Phillips. Or excuse me, he is not in for Tillery. He's in for one of the other guys. And that three-pointer is money from Dion Buford-Wesson. Gets his team back within 1. He's in for Slater, I should say. Uday over here to Aberdeen. Aberdeen looking for Kugel. Kugel backing his man down. Little jump hook is good. Nice finish by Kugel. But they don't get back on defense, and Jonesboro, we're going to get a goaltend as Uday hit the backboard while the ball was still up there. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout right now, called by Jonesboro. So the Golden Hurricane takes that 30-second timeout. So again, we'll remind you folks, we've got some great stuff coming up here. Following this game, we'll have the Fun Factory three-point contest. Always a tournament favorite. You know, we'll see some tournament standouts as they knock down shots. We've had a bunch of good three-point shooting, not so much in this game, but throughout the tournament. Then following that, we'll have at 5 o'clock the 3rd place game as Greenville from Greenville, Tennessee will take on Amarillo Sandys from Amarillo, Texas. Then the championship game, Berkmar from down in Georgia taking on Long Island Lutheran from Long Island, New York. So going to be a great night. Get on out here. We'd love to see you. Here's Aberdeen. One of the few times he's really tried to assert himself right there, and he gets right to the bucket. And the lead's back up to 3, 36-33. Kick out right here. Here's Washington. Nice little move right there along the baseline. He tried to find Pointer. Pointer, I don't think, was expecting it. That was a really nice pass, actually. And Tillery will get the layup in transition. And we're going to get a foul as well. Kind of got him after he'd come down, it looked like. So the basket will count. We'll get Dion Buford-Wesson with his 3rd personal foul. And Jordan Tillery will get a chance to complete the three-point play right here to give his team a 6-point advantage. He can't do it, though, so it'll stay at 5. Battle for the rebound. Aberdeen comes down with it. Uday tipped it, got up in the air. Aberdeen comes down with it. So a real opportunity right here for Dr. Phillips. If they can get a bucket, could really put some distance right here. Kugel will try a three that's way off the mark, and we're going to have a foul. It looks like it's going to be on the Golden Hurricane, though, as Uday went for a spill. Isaac Harrell going to pick up his 3rd personal. So Ernest Uday Jr. will get to the line. 8 team fouls now on the Golden Hurricane, only 2 on the Panthers. So could be an interesting deal heading down the stretch here, but 1-1 here for the next little bit. Going to be in the double bonus here shortly. So a big break right there, and Uday will rattle that one in. As we talked about earlier, Uday comes in shooting 57% from the foul line in the tournament. This is his 2nd trip, I believe, to the line today. He's 2 out of 3. So he'll get another chance to up this lead maybe to 7. And his shot is off the mark, and Aberdeen tracks down another free throw rebound. That'll just drive you crazy if you're a coach. And then we're going to have a foul, and Uday's going to get another chance to go to the line, I think. Harrell picks up his 4th. So bad news right there for the Golden Hurricane, Harold, one of their better outside shooters, also one of their bigger bodies to try and grapple with Uday. It's actually not going to be Uday to the line. It's going to be Denzel Aberdeen. So a chance for the Florida signee to get a couple right here possibly. His free throw's off the mark. He gets another offensive rebound on a free throw. Shot no good. Uday, though, with the follow and the flush. knocks his guy Aberdeen to the ground. Just kind of on his follow through right there. Aberdeen having a good laugh with him as he comes down the floor. And we've got something right here. Looks like Jonesboro has picked up a technical. I'm not sure what we've got going on here. Because there we go. Now I was about to say, how's Jonesboro getting a technical, but we're coming to this end. Not sure who picked it up for the Golden Hurricane. Maybe the bench. Oh, it's on the head coach. He'll get to take a seat. Coach Swift. And Aberdeen will go back to the free throw line. He makes this first technical free throw. At least for them, he won't get the rebound on this one. 3 straight missed free throws where Aberdeen got the rebound. Really big turn of events right there. I mean, it's basically allowed them to push this lead out to 10 when it was like 5. So, and now because of the technical, they'll get the ball back. So, a real chance here. I mean, this could be a serious turning point in this game, this whole stretch here, where Aberdeen got 3 free throw rebounds in a row, including one of his own. And now made the technical free throw. Now a chance to really push this lead out here if they can get a bucket here. Uday over to Kugel. Kugel will attack baseline, and he's going to get a flush. And all of a sudden, Jonesboro is in some trouble. And we're going to get a timeout. Coach Swift going to take a full timeout, but all of a sudden, it's gotten a little bit rough here for the Golden Hurricane. What's been really a back and forth, 1 or 2 possession game throughout. This is by far the biggest lead we've had today. As Dr. Phillips has already scored their top scoring quarter of the game was 15 points in the third. They've already scored 13 here in the fourth, and there's still 5:44 to go. And Coach Swift, I think he basically told the players, hey, figure it out. You guys need to get together, talk it out right here. And that's just what they're doing. Looks like we've got some good leadership in the huddle. Just, they're right here in front of our broadcast location. Amari and Wilson having some good words with his teammates right there. Now Coach Swift, is the first horn is sounded, has a couple other words of advice. And, of course, he'll get to come over here and sit down now because of the technical. Now a little 3-quarter court pressure, a little 1-2-2 3-quarter court like we saw from the Golden Hurricane earlier, now being employed by Dr. Phillips. A little token pressure, really. He'll come off the screen. Pass hits his teammate in the foot, and Slater will come away with it. Again, as a coach drives you crazy, you call a timeout. Of course, I don't know that he drew anything up right there, but they looked like they were running one of their regular sets, and it didn't work out for him. Slater, 3-pointer from the corner, off the mark. Aberdeen, another rebound. He's going to get an offensive foul. That one was pretty clear as he lowered his shoulder right there. Aberdeen knows that he's a little frustrated, but he knew it. Pretty easy call for the official right there. But that's the first foul on Aberdeen in this game. As we approach the 5-minute mark here of the fourth quarter. 5 minutes to go in the game. 45-33, Dr. Phillips in front. In what's been a really close ball game, frankly a really low-scoring, tightly contested game, here until about the last 2 minutes. But a big stretch where Denzel Aberdeen, the Florida signee, 3 straight missed free throws for his team that he got the rebound. They were able to get some points. Then, of course, drew the technical, and they got another bucket. Here's Riley Kugel. So Aberdeen, who had been pretty quiet, coming up big right there. Kugel, nice move up and under and in. Wow, that was a terrific offensive maneuver by the slam dunk champion. Philip Tillman counters with a bucket at his end. Coach Witherspoon going to take a timeout right here. Got to be a full, or actually it looks like now we're saying it's a 30-second timeout. You know, just a really interesting turn of events here in the fourth quarter of this game. But Kugel right there, you know, just a spectacular move. That kid, you know, Mississippi State signee, really showing you why right there. Contorting his body in the air. Of course, he showed off all kinds of moves last night in the Dick's Sporting Goods Slam Dunk Contest. But, again, right there, just making a heck of a move to get to the hoop, make the play, get his team's lead back out here to 12. So Dr. Phillips will have it, leading by 12. 4 minutes, 7 seconds to go. Slater will inbound it here to Tillery. Slater, come get it back. So he makes his way up the floor. Here's Aberdeen. Been a little more engaged here in the second half after a really quiet, only took 2 shots here in the first half, but been a little bit more active, you know, especially as we've talked about those huge rebounds in that stretch for the 6'4" senior. Now we got an entry pass into Uday, who has it poked away. Pretty good defense by Pointer. You know, got pretty physical with him. I mean, it's what he's got to do. You know, he's not going to be able, if he lets Uday just catch it clean, it's going to be a long day for him. Uday going to go get that rebound right there, and we're going to have a foul. Looks like his foul's going to be on Uday. So he picks up his 4th personal. Just the 4th team foul of the second half, though, on Dr. Phillips. And, you know, that's another thing that's really key right there for them. With still 2 fouls to give, they can afford to play, you know, pretty physical defense. And Jonesboro isn't going to be able to score with the clock stopped. Leans it in. Can't get it to go. Uday skies for the rebound, and he's going to go to the foul line at the other end, it looks like. Yep. Wilson just left that one a little bit short. Again, Wilson, who I think has had a really great tournament. Certainly a candidate for the all-tournament team that'll be coming up, be announced later this evening. Wilson, who's averaged 8.7 points. I would have thought it was more than that, honestly. Or 17 assists in 3 games, so that's a pretty darn good number. That's almost 6 a game. Played really well. And here he is with the basketball. But his team needs a bucket. 2:44 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Nice pickup by Pointer. He'll get to the bucket and he will draw the foul. Looks like it'll probably be on Tillery, I would guess. Nope, on Kugel. So Riley Kugel will pick up his 4th. So Kugel and Uday each with 4 fouls now. So, you know, an opportunity there if Jonesboro can chip their way into this lead, get it close here real late, they may have a chance with those two guys having 4 fouls. 2 of the 3 Power 5 signees for the Panthers. You know, that would be an opportunity, but they got to make these. They need Pointer to make this free throw, as he's made the first one, and they need to get some buckets. And really, they've got to have stops. Of course, stops have been fairly common in this game, actually. As Kugel will make his way up the floor under pressure. Nice low dribble by the tall kid. He throws it. He's trying to throw an alley-oop, and it actually hit off the rim. He almost made it. His alley-oop was off the mark and almost ended up being on the mark. But there's a stop, which, of course, Jonesboro needs. Now with 2:20 to go, they pretty much need to score on just about every trip. You know, possessions getting short right here. Kicks it back out. Washington, a pull up from 2, no good. Chased down by Buford Weston. He'll get it out to Wilson. His shot rims out, and they get the putback. It's Washington, or excuse me, Tillman with the putback. Having trouble with that 21 and 11 action right there. Here's Aberdeen. Aberdeen attacking, gets to Uday for the dunk. You love to see that. Nice little lob play, as Jonesboro has to try to bring the pressure down by 12 now. 3-pointer from Wilson is on the mark. Oh, lazy pass there by Aberdeen, and then Pointer. Going to call a trip here, it looks like, on Kugel. Thought he just kind of lost his footing there, but yeah, so Kugel is going to have to take a seat here for the remainder of the afternoon. So his Arby's Classic has come to an end. Turns out it looks like he actually hit him in the face. So Pointer down here. Again, head trainer Kelly Flannery over here to check on him. He's trying to get up. His coach is advising a little bit of patience here. And looks like he might have gotten hit in the eye right there, honestly. So he'll come over here to the bench. Just the 16 foul, so that will not send Jonesboro to the line. Again, one of the advantages right there for Dr. Phillips, having a couple of fouls to give. It's a 9-point game. Again, Jonesboro pretty much has to have a basket on every possession right here. Down 9, just a minute and 23 seconds to go. They've got to get a little bit of a move on right here. Harrell back in the game. He's been quiet. Wilson to the bucket. He scores. Very smartly, the Panthers don't foul. So it's a 7-point game. Count is on. Jonesboro nearly comes up with a steal, but Aberdeen recovers it. They've about got a foul right here. Slater lobs it up. Uday throws it down. Back to a 9-point lead. Into the corner. Harrell will try a 3, no good, way short. They pick it up, but it's knocked away. We're going to get a little Showtime action possibility right here. That's going to be an intentional foul. That's a pretty easy one right there. Trying to not give up the layup, but Philip Tillman's going to get called for the intentional foul.
Intentional foul number 11 for Jonesboro. Philip Tillman, his 3rd.
And Tillery will get 2 shots in the ball right here. So 2 shots in the ball for Tillery. He knocks down the first. He'll get another. Gives air 5s to his teammates that aren't down there. And more air 5. Well, no, he's just going to hold that follow through. No air 5s this time. But it's just going to be baseline out of bounds for the Panthers. who have an 11-point lead, and that's pretty much going to do it right there. Couple subs in here. Kelly and Montgomery back in for the Golden Hurricane. Dr. Phillips with an 11-point lead. Get it in here to Aberdeen. You know, again, Aberdeen today, probably the quietest he's been, but he had some big plays in the decisive part of this fourth quarter. Here's Sheffield back out to Slater. As we're under 20 seconds, the Golden Hurricanes not going to foul, not going to prolong this thing. They are going to trap right here. Aberdeen gets it out to Tillery. They're going to dribble this thing out right here. He'll hold it, get it up here to Uday. He'll get it back to Slater, and that's going to do it. So the Dr. Phillips Panthers, one of the pre-tournament favorites, are going to finish 5th in the 2021 Arby's Classic after a 55-44 win over Jonesboro. So we'll have the trophy presentation for the 5th place team here momentarily with Coach Enzer, tournament director. He'll be presenting that to the Panthers. Then we'll get you some stats and get ready for the Fun Factory 3-point contest coming up here shortly. So we'll step away here for just a second while Coach Enzer presents the trophy and be back with you momentarily with the stats and wrap up this game. Get ready for the evening. So, again, throwing it down here for the public address announcer, and we'll get the trophy presentation with Coach Enzer. You're watching the Arby's Classic on the Viking Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can direct your attention to center court, where Tournament Director Richard Enzer will award 5th place in the 38th Annual Arby's Classic to the Dr. Phillips High School Panthers from Orlando, Florida.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 38th Annual Arby's Classic. As you just saw, Dr. Phillips from Orlando, Florida, pick up the 5th place trophy in the Arby's Classic. They're down there getting some pictures in front of the big Arby's banner. We'll get you a little stats, get this one wrapped up, tie a bow on it, get ready for the 3-point contest coming up here in just a few minutes. So, for the Panthers, they ended up with actually a pretty good shooting day after early struggles. 21 of 39 from the field. They did only hit the 1-3, but, you know, it was really about their transition game in the second half, and we'll talk about that some more here in a second. But 21 of 39. They were 12 of 16 from the foul line, so that's a big factor as well. Jonesboro struggled from the field today, 16 of 43 with just 5 of 25 from 3. So they, you know, Dr. Phillips didn't shoot it well from 3, but they also didn't take a lot. Jonesboro didn't shoot it well from 3, and they took a bunch. It actually ended up with Dr. Phillips with 11 turnovers compared to 10 for Jonesboro, but Dr. Phillips had some big steals in the fourth quarter, and then the rebounding, you know, Dr. Phillips only had 9 offensive rebounds. 3 of them were in that one stretch when Aberdeen got those free throw rebounds that were just huge in turning that game. Looking at some individual stats, first for Jonesboro, the Golden Hurricane only had 1 double-digit scorer in this game, and that was Amarian Wilson with 15 points, including 2 of 3 from downtown. He also had 4 rebounds in the game, just the 1 assist, though. But again, he was the only double-figure scorer, so that's part of a lot of the reason why. Jesse Washington finished with 7. Pointer and Buford Wesson each with 6 for the Golden Hurricane in this game. As we look at the stats on the other end, after a first half of real struggle, Dr. Phillips' numbers ended up looking okay. They were led in scoring with 16 by Ernest Uday Jr. Of course, had several big dunks there in the fourth quarter. 6 of 7 from the field for Uday, 4 of 6 from the line. So a really good all-around game for that young man. He also had 8 rebounds, so he didn't quite get to his double-double average, but, really good job by him. Aberdeen, 11 points. All of those really, all of them coming in the second half. And again, had 8 rebounds, but 3 of them right there in a row on free throws that just really helped turn this game in favor of the Panthers. Riley Kugel, the other big-time D1 signee, the Mississippi State signee, with 14 points on 6 of 14 shooting in the game. So a great job by him. Exactly what you like to see here from the Panthers. So Dr. Phillips takes 5th place. Again, we're going to have here shortly the Fun Factory 3-point contest that we'll be seeing here in a few minutes. And then we get to the last 2 games of the Arby's Classic with the 3rd place game between Greenville and Amarillo. And then the one for all the marbles, the one for that big trophy, and I do mean big trophy, and that will be between Long Island Lutheran and Beckmar. So it should be a really fun night. Again, we still got plenty of good seats available. We hope you folks will come out here for this last big night of the Arby's. We had great crowds every night. Hope to have one last great crowd for a really good time. So get out, get your kind of appetizer in here with the Arby's before you get to the New Year's festivities. So we're going to step aside right here for a little while as we get ready for the 3-point contest. We hope you enjoy that one, and then we'll be back with you for the 3rd place game coming along about 5 o'clock. So with that, we'll step aside. You're watching the 38th Annual Arby's Classic on the Viking Sports Network.